The only official illustration we have of a Q specimen shows that they are a strange bug-like species and possess characteristics that are typically associated with insects. They have pincer-like mandibles, eyes that sit on the ends of optical stalks, and of course they have wings. They're not entirely insect-like, however, as they don't have any legs at all, let alone 6. This makes them unlike any creature we know of on Earth, as there doesn't seem to be anything here that has wings but no legs, at least not according to my research. But this is hardly surprising, as the Q are aliens, and they're also aliens that have performed extensive genetic engineering on themselves to boot. This means that the Q most likely look quite different to how they would have looked had they just evolved naturally without artificially enhancing themselves. Building on this, it occurred to me that while we use the example that we're given in All Tomorrows as a representation of how the Q race looked as a whole, it is unlikely that every single Q individual would have looked like this. And I don't just mean slight physical differences between individuals, as is the case with human beings, but I'm actually thinking more along the lines of different classes of Q having very different physical attributes to best suit their role within their society. In the illustration we're given, this Q specimen is shown holding the Vitruvian Man, a representation of humanity upside down and clutching a weapon with its long prehensile tail. This could be looked at in two different ways. One, this illustration depicts a Q soldier or drone which was used for initial invasions, or two, this illustration depicts a Q who is more representative of the upper echelons of their society. Personally, I'm of the opinion that this Q is a soldier. My reason for thinking this is that it has a number of physical attributes that would be ideal for combat situations. The main one being that they have wings and can fly. This gives them numerous advantages over terrestrial beings, such as star people, as their options for subduing an enemy are greatly multiplied. They can swoop down at them, grab them and then drop them from a great height. They can move in any direction to evade an attack, etc. Their tails are also extremely versatile and, as we can see in the image, capable of wielding and using weapons, though whether this is a Q weapon or a human weapon that it has relieved its human opponent of is unknown. Another reason I think that this image shows a Q soldier or drone is the fact that it seems as if it can only fly, and with no legs, like I said earlier, it would have to remain constantly hovering, constantly flapping its wings, and therefore using a lot of energy. This doesn't seem like an efficient way of living day to day, constantly burning energy and not being able to land and walk around to conserve said energy. Therefore, I think that this design would be reserved for those who would need it most, Q soldiers or drones, or any individual that would require a lot of mobility. Once they had done what they needed to do, they would be recalled and then placed into hibernation or stasis, and then brought out of it when they were needed again. The Q are masters of genetic engineering, and so I would think that they would have efficiency on their minds at all times when designing and redesigning themselves. So knowing this, I think it's quite possible that the Q who didn't require a great amount of mobility would have looked a bit different to the one that we've seen. Maybe their appearance is similar, but instead of having 4 wings, they instead have 4 legs, or 6 legs. Perhaps there were some with as many legs as a centipede, though I really hope that isn't the case. I also feel that relative to the rest of the Q's body as depicted in the book, its head isn't that big and doesn't seem like it would have room for a large, highly evolved brain. While it could be argued that they have simply found a way to condense their brains down for efficiency reasons and so that they're carrying less weight while flying around all over the place, I feel that maybe the Q drones simply had smaller brains which were capable of taking orders and acting out whatever they needed to do while taking over an alien world. But the real thinking was done by their superiors, who had larger brains and a different physical appearance, a design that we're currently not privy to, but is there behind the scenes directing the drones and using them to do their bidding. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe and hit the like button, and also don't forget to check out the merch store. The link can be found in the description. This has been Beware the Q, and I'll see you in the next video.